products. Smell that fuel? We're back in the garage with Bodie Stroud.
Oh, whoa. Welcome back in the garage. Sorry about that. I was daydreaming, I guess. I'm telling you.
It happens.
Well, it was a rough night last night. My brain's kind of floating in alcohol still, I think. So, it's my buddy Chin's birthday. Happy birthday, Chin. So, it was cool. Had a good time. Yeah.
Go to a good place.
Gordon Biersch in Burbank.
Never been there.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. We used to go to Burbank Bar and Grill until I got into a bar fight and got arrested there and got kicked out for life.
All right.
Hey, it's pretty cool. They said I was the first.
Probably not the last.
Yeah. So their list isn't very long. They have one person that's banned for life on the list as you come in the door.
Is your name still on the wall? Have you tried
Probably.
going back?
No, I haven't tried. I should, though. I probably should.
And then just take a picture.
I should, grow a mustache or something.
Print out your own wanted picture.
Yeah, exactly. That ain't me.
Right. That's not me. I could still drink here.
Yeah, exactly. So, but no, it was a good time, and yeah. And actually, the funny part is I got home at midnight and was in bed by 12:30. So tells you how old I'm getting.
Beat me.
What's that?
You beat me.
Oh, really? Well, you're young, man.
Yeah.
You'll see. The older you get, the more painful it is. Just this little thing here will take me 2-3 days to recover from.
That's why you're so sluggish on Mondays.
Yeah. Oh, shoot. It's kind of weird, too, talking to each other this early because we usually just walk in and go, hey, hey.
Yeah. Well, we would, but we're on the radio. If it was TV, that'd be a different story.
Yeah. Yeah. So anyways, we got lots of questions here. Let's see. What's the difference between TIG and MIG? I don't know. Can you answer that one, Andy?
On a good day, yeah. Pretty much MIG is you pull a trigger and wire comes out of your gun, and it just goes as soon as the wire touches the metal. TIG welding is definitely more precise. You have a whole lot more control over it, and you actually heat the metal with a torch in one hand and fill your weld with a rod that you're holding in your other hand. And sometimes you control it with a foot pedal. Sometimes there's also a lift arc TIG, which you just scratch start to get your arc going, and your machine's set at a certain temperature, and you just go
nice
with your heat. You don't have any control over it at that point other than your speed.
Yeah. I mean, when you're doing sheet metal and stuff like that, you got to know when, you got to really know how to TIG. It's, I'm pretty good at it. I can do it. I love doing stainless. If I can do stainless all day, I'll do stainless. But usually when I'm doing sheet metal work, I'll just MIG. It's just easier for me.
Right.
And I know how to control the heat and where to go, and so it doesn't warp. You got to really watch out for warpage when you're doing sheet metal.
Yeah, well, that's one of the advantages of TIG is if you can get to it with the hammer and dolly.
It's much easier.
You can TIG weld it. If it warps, the welds don't cool down so quick and get hard, so you can actually stretch the welds back out with a hammer and dolly.
Yeah. No, that is true. That is true. I mean, I still have pretty good luck, but I have to grind down the welds, you know what I mean?
Right.
And then after I grind it down and it's fresh and hot still, then I'll take my hammer and dolly and I can get some movement out of it still, but
yeah, you can get movement out of a MIG weld, but not the amount that you can get out of a TIG.
Yeah, exactly.
And it saves you a whole lot of grinding time if you can put good beads down with the TIG.
Yeah.
It's a lot smaller.
You just got to be really good, because if you got any kind of a gap, you know what I mean? If you got like a 3/16 gap, you better be.
That's the other part
really
about
good.
TIG is your pieces all have to fit nice and tight. And
yeah, you got to have a nice tight fit.
Yeah.
The tighter the fit, the better the weld. Actually, I know. the better
right.
everything,
Yeah,
right?
Yeah. I wasn't sure I was allowed to say that.
Yeah. So practice makes perfect. You know, if you know, the best thing I could say is like before you start welding the actual piece you want to weld is do some practice runs. You know what I mean? And if
Yeah.
you've never done it, do some practice runs.
Right,
You know,
you
grab
don't-
some.
Yeah, a lot of people just pick up any kind of welder I've seen and think they could do it.
How about those quarter panels? Holy moly!
I didn't even know that you could stick weld sheet metal.
I used
guess
to.
Some, you know, if that's what you start with, I guess it works, but it wasn't working for whoever did that one.
I used to know all the numbers of all the rods.
Yeah.
You know, 6130, all of them. You know, and the
Yeah.
ones to use to do the sheet metal and stuff. But man, that was a long time ago.
Yeah, it's I don't find it practical to even think about stick welding sheet metal at this point in time.
Yeah, no, I know. Yeah, I don't know why you'd want. Do they even still make a stick welding machine, a buzz machine?
Oh yeah, they still make them.
Do they really?
It's
Well, I guess they do because
they're
for
good
all
for
the
heavy stuff.
Yeah, heavy stuff, and like if you're building houses and
Right.
industrial
Yeah,
stuff like
unless
that.
it's unless it's a lot, everybody's gone to flux core if it's
Yeah.
a lot of
Yeah.
welding. But
You got your hardened rod that you use for
Right.
resurfacing tractor
right,
blades and stuff like that.
Yeah,
and
blades,
teeth
cutting
and,
faces
cutting
and-
faces. Yeah, I used to do all that stuff, man. I
me
haven't
too.
done it in so long you forget. Yeah.
yeah. I think last time I picked up a stick welder was it's probably 2 years ago or something.
I remember my job when I was doing all the diesel stuff. When I first got the job, they came out and said, you know, hey, we want to build this trailer. You know, what do you think you can build this trailer? Well, I want one just like this one out back. You know, and it was like this 24-foot long trailer. You know, and it had to haul portable toilets. So I was like, yeah, no problem. You know, and I'm thinking, oh man, so. I just hauled butt. I went out back, started taking measurements, copied that thing, went in there, and it was all stick weld.
Yeah, I did a backhoe carrier a couple years ago, and I stick welded pretty
Did ya?
much the whole thing. Yeah,
It's pretty cool, man, when you stick weld and then you knock off the slag. And,
Yeah, I like
and you
it.
see that nice, pretty weld underneath there.
I like it. It's
Yeah.
flux core is definitely faster. It makes a huge mess. I can't stand flux core
Yeah.
welding actually, but stick welding I like. There's a lot to it because you have to, you know, as the stick burns away, you have to move in
Yeah.
as well as travel, keep all your angles right to get your weld right. But
Yeah.
it's I'm distracted by the sign there for a second. Yeah, it's,
yeah, I
you
mean-
get nice clean welds out of it.
When the MiG came out, I was like, no way.
It's sold.
You pulled a trigger and it came out. I was like, what the hell?
Yeah.
This is awesome.
Yeah, it sticks probably a stronger weld, definitely a stronger
Yeah,
weld actually.
I agree. I agree. But I mean, you know, I've welded some pretty heavy stuff with MiG, so
But yeah, it's just got to be more clean.
yeah.
You
Well,
gotta
hold
put
that
'em more
thought right
prep.
there. We got to take a break.
Okay.
Yeah, hold that thought. We're going to come back and answer some more questions. So hang on. Everybody hang on.
Need to check your oil? Be quick, because we'll be right back in the garage with Bodie Stroud.